Guys, we know finding the perfect apartment that fits all your needs isn't easy. While it can be fun, it can also be very stressful. But if you're armed with the right tips, your search could be so much more smoother. Well, we found just the right person to help you out. This is APARTMENTality.
Please welcome to the show Talia LeBlanc, also known as the Apartment Bestie. Hey, Talia, how are you?
Hey guys, I'm so happy to be here.
All right, lady, you went viral on TikTok and you're known as the Apartment Bestie. But tell us why.
Yeah, so I bring people together with apartment complex. I put the two and two together. I started sharing my expertise and my knowledge through my experience being a leasing agent all the way up to a property manager.
All right.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Well, thank you for your help. So let's say we're in the gathering info stage of my apartment search. How can I figure out my need?
So you're going to start with the basics. How much money do you want to spend? The location. Those are givens. But what about your quality of life? I always say, do you have a dog? Do you need a yard for that dog? How many times do you see yourself going down, taking them potty? How about a washer and dryer inside of that apartment? Or do you want to see yourself going out to the laundromat? Those are inconveniences and things that you want to make sure you have in the unit. Also, your work commute. What does that look like for you? Do you get stressed out being in traffic, commuting? Is it a long way? So is that going to make you decide to get an apartment closer to your work or closer to things that bring you a better quality of life as your favorite coffee shop or your favorite restaurant? Now, if you find something that has all of those things, that's fantastic.
Wow.
All right.
What are some of the questions that people should ask landlords or property managers while searching?
Yeah, that's a good question.
So the very first thing is you're going to ask your contract stipulations. If something happens unexpectedly, what does that look like if you need to break your lease? Is there a lease term clause? Is there a fee? Is there a notice time? Also, you're going to need to know your utilities. What does that look like? You're going to use your electricity and water no matter where you go. So you're going to need to know, is it allocated, which means is it a fixed fee every single month, or is it a sub-metered? It's just solely based on your usage. Another question that I definitely recommend is renters required? And if it is or is not, I definitely recommend you get it anyway, so you have control over if anything should happen in your unit, you know what is covered, because that's your personal property. And some of those things, have sentimental value. You want to make sure that you can either get those things back or that they're going to be covered. It gives you that peace of mind. The last thing is definitely your maintenance. What happens at 3 a.m. if your toilet goes up? Is there a number that you have to call? How are those things put in place? And can you know those things ahead of time?
What are some things people need to have with them if they found the place of their dreams and they are ready to sign the lease right then and there?
So the very first thing you need to ask them for is an application criteria. What does that criteria look like? How much is the income requirement? The national average is 3 times the rent, normally in the United States. So they'll normally ask for you to make 3 times the rent. They'll need you to bring proof of that. Do you have your last 2 pay stubs? Are you moving to a brand new city and you got an offer letter that starts within 60 days? That normally works. Or they can look between your checking and your savings accounts. All the money that you have together, that can normally help you approve for that apartment income wise. Your credit, what does that look like? Do I need to make a 600 or a 580 or whatever that is? Make sure that you know that. And if for whatever reason you don't qualify or 1 or 2 or any of the criterias, they'll normally ask you to bring an additional deposit. It's equal to 1 month's rent normally, but every apartment community is different. So just ask them what that is. But that's usually all you need to know as far as that. Those are the important ones. Application fee. Your application fee is non-refundable most of the time. So make sure that apartment that you choose, you are 100% in for it, because you will not get that money back, and you need you need that money for rent.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any tips for people looking during a pandemic?
Oh my goodness, yes. I tell everyone, do it now. The market has plummeted. Prices are at an all-time low. It's cold, it's rainy, it's the holidays. So it's not the most popular time. But right now, a lot of places are doing virtual Zoom calls, FaceTime calls, check, their social medias. Are they really showing you what it's like in that apartment community? So definitely make sure you check that out whenever you are looking for an apartment. And I would highly recommend looking during a pandemic because it is good for your pockets right now.
Nice, and we like that. Talia, thank you so much for stopping by, and thanks for helping our real fam with these tips.